You think the law of vibration is merely New Age? Think again. What if its whispers echo not just through decades, but from the very dawn of human civilization? Today, we embark on a journey, traveling back thousands of years. We seek the true ancient roots of this profound universal principle, uncovering a surprising validation that resonates far deeper than you might imagine. From Egyptian hieroglyphs hinting at creation through sound, to Vedic sages proclaiming, Nada Brahma, sound is God. The ancients understood something fundamental. Have you ever felt it? That distinct vibe from a place, a person, perhaps even a piece of music? That subtle feeling. It's an ancient echo, one we are about to explore together. Deep within the human spirit lies an enduring quest, a yearning to understand the subtle forces that shape our reality. We sense there's more to existence than meets the eye, unseen currents flowing beneath the surface of the everyday. In our modern times, this quest often leads seekers to concepts like the law of vibration. Popularized through frameworks like Hermetic principles, perhaps most notably in texts like the Kybalion, and intertwined with the law of attraction, it offers a compelling idea that everything vibrates, and by attuning our own frequency, we can influence our lives, manifest desires, and foster personal growth. It holds a promise of empowerment, a map to navigating the unseen. Yet, for many thoughtful explorers, a certain dissatisfaction can arise. The law of vibration is sometimes dismissed, labeled as New Age wishful thinking, perhaps perceived as overly simplistic or lacking substantial roots. It can feel disconnected, floating without the anchor of deep historical context. Does this powerful idea truly spring only from the minds of recent mystics? Or is there something more profound, something more ancient, waiting to be rediscovered? This is the crucial question we face. Where did this understanding of a vibrational universe truly originate? Was it a sudden flash of insight in the last century or two? Or is it possible that what we encounter today is merely a modern echo of a wisdom known and practiced millennia ago? The truth, perhaps more astonishing than we realize, is that the concept of a fundamentally vibratory universe is not a recent invention at all. It is a golden thread woven intricately into the very fabric of humanity's oldest spiritual and philosophical traditions, often hidden in plain sight within myths, symbols, and sacred texts across the globe. Let us now gently pull back this modern veil. Let's prepare ourselves to listen, not just with our ears, but with our intuition, to the first, faint, yet powerful echoes of this ancient understanding. Our journey begins on the fertile banks of the Nile, in the heart of ancient Egypt, a civilization steeped in mystery and profound cosmic understanding. Here we encounter a concept fundamental to their worldview, known as Heka. Often translated simply as magic, Heka represented something far more profound, the underlying dynamic force of creation, the inherent power that animates the universe itself, intricately connected to the spoken word and the resonance of sound. For the ancient Egyptians, words were not mere labels or abstract symbols. They believed that names, incantations, and sacred utterances held the vibratory essence, the very blueprint of the thing being named or invoked. To speak, especially with intention and authority, was an act of creation, a way to influence the fabric of reality. Think of the power attributed to knowing the secret name of a deity like Ra. To know the name was to have a connection to its essential frequency, its power. Imagine, if you will, the Egyptian cosmology not as static but as dynamic and alive. Picture the gods shaping reality through utterance, each sacred sound, each divine word vibrating forth to sculpt matter and energy. Heka, then, was both the inherent power within creation and the sophisticated understanding of how to consciously wield these creative vibrations through focused speech and ritual. This understanding permeates their sacred texts. We find hints in the pyramid texts, ancient funerary inscriptions, and in creation myths, like those describing the god Ptah bringing the world into being through the conceptions of his heart and the commands of his tongue, thought and word, as the primordial creative forces. The universe, in this view, was spoken, sung, vibrated into existence. This wasn't just abstract philosophy, it was applied practice. Temple priests and priestesses, trained in the sacred arts, utilized specific chants, hymns, and invocations, known as Heka. These were not simply prayers hoping for a response. They were understood as precise sonic tools, frequencies intentionally generated to harmonize energies, invoke divine presence, facilitate healing, or manifest desired outcomes by aligning with the underlying vibrational matrix of reality. And here we pause, allowing a deeper question to surface. Could it be that the profound Egyptian focus on the creative potency of the spoken word, on the magic inherent in sound, was an incredibly early, sophisticated recognition that our very speech, our intentions voiced aloud, carry a tangible, vibratory force capable of shaping not only our inner state but the world around us? This deep reverence for sound as a fundamental creative principle was not confined to the land of the pharaohs. Thousands of miles away, across vast deserts and seas, another equally ancient and venerable culture was articulating a remarkably similar cosmic truth, expressed through its own unique language and symbolism. Our exploration now takes us eastward to the ancient lands of India, the cradle of the Vedic traditions and profound philosophical insights that continue to nourish millions. Here, amidst the rich tapestry of Hindu thought, we encounter a central concept that resonates powerfully with our theme: Nada Brahma. This Sanskrit phrase translates beautifully as sound is God, or perhaps more accurately, sound is the absolute. Vibration is the basis of reality. In this ancient worldview, the entire manifest universe, in all its complexity and diversity, is understood to emerge from a single, primordial, undifferentiated vibration. This primal cosmic hum is often symbolized by the sacred syllable Aum, or Om. It's considered the unstruck sound, the fundamental frequency from which all other frequencies, all forms, all energies arise, and into which they eventually dissolve. Everything that exists, from the grandest galaxy to the smallest particle, is seen as a unique expression, a modulation, of this foundational cosmic vibration. Consider this powerful metaphor. Imagine the universe not as empty space occasionally punctuated by objects, but as a vast, infinite ocean of vibration, constantly shimmering and shifting. Aum represents the deep underlying current of this ocean, the source sound from which all the waves, the myriad forms and phenomena we perceive, take shape. It is the song the universe sings to itself. This understanding is deeply embedded within sacred texts like the Upanishads, which poetically describe creation originating from sound or vibration. It also forms the bedrock for the vital practice of using mantras. Mantras in the Vedic context are far more than just words or affirmations. They are specific sound formulas, syllables, or phrases considered to be charged with a particular vibrational potency. They are sonic keys, used intentionally to tune the individual consciousness to specific divine frequencies, cosmic energies, or states of awareness. This leads us to practices like japa, the meditative repetition of a mantra, often using mala beads to count. Practiced for millennia, japa is not merely rote repetition. It's founded on the profound belief that the focused, continuous sounding of the mantra, whether vocalized aloud, whispered, or repeated silently within the mind, literally restructures one's inner vibrational state. It calms the mental static, purifies the energetic field, and aligns the practitioner with the deeper, harmonious vibrations embodied by the mantra itself. And here, the wisdom of the rishis offers a moment for deep reflection. If the universe is fundamentally sound, if Nada is Brahma, does that imply that our own inner sounds, the constant stream of our thoughts, the subtle frequencies of our emotions, are not isolated phenomena? Are they, in fact, our continuous contribution to the grand cosmic symphony, actively participating in the shaping of our personal experience of reality? From Egypt's potent creative word to India's all-encompassing cosmic sound, our journey now turns westward again, towards the sun-drenched shores of ancient Greece. There, another group of visionary thinkers explored the universe's vibrational secrets, not just through mysticism, but through the elegant languages of mathematics and music. Our quest for ancient echoes now leads us to the shores of ancient Greece, specifically to the influential figure of Pythagoras and his remarkable school of thought. While often remembered primarily for mathematical theorems, Pythagoras was fundamentally a mystic, viewing numbers not merely as tools for calculation, but as sacred principles revealing the underlying harmony and order of the cosmos. Central to his teachings was the profound and beautiful concept known as Musica Universalis, the music of the spheres. The Pythagoreans made a pivotal discovery: the pleasing harmonies in music, the octave, the perfect fifth, the perfect fourth, were not arbitrary preferences. They corresponded to simple, elegant mathematical ratios between the lengths of vibrating strings. This revelation sparked a profound insight. If music, which touches the soul so deeply, is governed by mathematical principles, could it be that the entire cosmos operates according to similar harmonious proportions? They extended this principle outwards, to the grand celestial bodies. Pythagoras and his followers proposed that the planets moving through the heavens in their orbits were not silent travelers. They believed each celestial body, based on its specific orbital path and velocity, generated a unique, continuous tone, a vibrational frequency. Together, these planetary tones blended into a magnificent, unheard symphony, the music of the spheres. This cosmic harmony, they suggested, was the very sound of the universe's perfect mathematical order in motion. Imagine this: the solar system not as a silent clockwork mechanism, but as a grand celestial choir, each planet singing its part in a divine, harmonious composition. While this music might be inaudible to our ordinary physical ears, drowned out perhaps by the noise of our earthly existence, the Pythagoreans believed it was perceptible to the attuned soul, to the inner ear of the mystic who had purified their perception. Mathematics and music, therefore, became sacred keys, tools not just for understanding the physical world, but for aligning the human consciousness with the fundamental vibrational order and harmony inherent in all of creation. This belief had practical applications. The Pythagoreans recognized the power of earthly music to affect the human psyche. They employed specific musical modes and melodies therapeutically, aiming to restore balance to the soul, to soothe passions, or to elevate the spirit, a form of musical catharsis. They understood that just as celestial bodies resonated with cosmic harmony, the human soul could be brought into resonance with health and virtue through the intentional application of harmonious sound vibrations. Legend tells us that Pythagoras himself, through intense inner discipline and contemplation, was able to perceive this celestial harmony directly. Whether literal or symbolic, this story highlights the core belief. His school actively used specific musical practices and lifestyle disciplines intended to purify the listener and attune their inner being to the subtle, organizing vibrations of the universal order. They sought to heal the dissonance within by resonating with the harmony without. So now we stand, having traced these vibrational threads through the sands of Egypt, the sacred groves of India, and the philosophical academies of Greece. Distinct cultures, separated by vast distances in time, yet all converging on a remarkably similar core understanding. a universe fundamentally alive with vibration, structured by sound, and permeated by harmony. Is this merely a series of fascinating coincidences, or are we perhaps uncovering the faint outlines of a truly universal, perennial wisdom, an ancient knowing that transcends cultural boundaries? Let us pause now and gather the luminous threads we have followed. From the banks of the Nile, the echo of Heka, the understanding of the creative power inherent in the vibrating word. From the heart of ancient India, the profound declaration of Nada Brahma, the universe itself as conscious sound, as divine vibration. And from the philosophical explorations of Greece, the vision of Musica Universalis, a cosmos structured by mathematical harmony, a celestial symphony of vibrating spheres. What we are witnessing here is not merely a collection of disparate historical curiosities or fascinating anthropological footnotes. We are glimpsing something far more significant. We are perceiving the presence of a golden thread of wisdom, an underlying current of insight that weaves through millennia and across cultures. What some philosophers and mystics have termed the philosophia perennis, the perennial philosophy. At the heart of this timeless wisdom lies a core revelation, often veiled in the specific symbols and language of its time, yet consistent in its essence. The universe, in its most fundamental nature, is vibration. Though expressed through different myths, different deities, different scientific or mystical frameworks, the essential perception remains remarkably congruent. Ancient civilizations, through deep contemplation, ritual practice, and intuitive knowing, recognized that reality was not static, not merely solid matter, but a dynamic, resonant field of energy. This understanding, therefore, is not New Age at all. It is profoundly age-old. It speaks to a primordial human awareness of the subtle energies that constitute our world. So, when concepts like the Hermetic law of vibration, perhaps most widely known today through texts like the Kybalion, emerged into greater prominence in more recent centuries, they were often not inventing something entirely novel. Rather, they were frequently re-articulating, translating, perhaps simplifying or adapting this incredibly ancient and widespread understanding for a different era, a different audience. They were tuning into and amplifying a resonance that has always been present in the human spiritual quest. Recognizing this deep historical lineage offers a profound sense of liberation and clarity. It frees the law of vibration from the potentially limiting confines of recent spiritual trends or self-help jargon. It validates its inherent depth, showing it not as a fleeting idea, but as a principle explored and revered by some of humanity's most sophisticated spiritual traditions. It connects us personally to a vast, unbroken chain of inquiry, a multi-millennial human endeavor to comprehend our place within this resonant, vibrating cosmos. And so that subtle intuition you've always had about the vibe of a room, that inexplicable draw you feel towards certain sounds or music, that quiet inner knowing that your thoughts and emotions have a tangible quality, an energy. This is not mere fancy. It is you, perhaps unknowingly, sensing the echoes of this ancient golden thread. It is your own consciousness resonating with a wisdom whispered across civilizations. Okay, a fascinating journey through history indeed. But one might rightly ask, how does knowing that the pharaohs of Egypt, or the Vedic rishis of India, or the philosophers of Greece spoke of vibration actually help us here and now in our modern lives? Firstly, understanding these ancient roots imbues our modern exploration of vibration with a profound sense of depth and significance. It lifts it beyond the realm of fleeting trends or superficial techniques. It anchors it in the enduring wisdom of humanity, transforming a concept that might seem merely New Age into one that is truly age-old. This foundation allows us to approach vibrational principles not as simple hacks, but as facets of a deep perennial understanding of reality. Secondly, it fosters a powerful sense of connection. We realize we are not alone in this quest for understanding. We become aware that we are part of a continuous lineage of spiritual seekers, philosophers, and mystics who have pondered these same mysteries for millennia. This shared heritage can be deeply comforting and affirming, reminding us that our individual search for meaning and harmony is, in fact, a timeless human endeavor, woven into the very fabric of our collective consciousness. And thirdly, this historical perspective provides an invaluable context for understanding contemporary teachings. It allows us to discern the essential universal principles that lie beneath the varied expressions and adaptations of vibrational wisdom found today. We begin to see the common thread, the perennial truth, even when it is clothed in different cultural or temporal garments. This equips us to navigate the vast landscape of spiritual information with greater clarity, separating timeless wisdom from transient interpretations. So how can we begin to integrate this profound historical understanding into our daily experience, right now, in a way that feels tangible and enriching? I offer you a simple yet potentially transformative practice. Let's call it ancient listening. Throughout your day, make a conscious effort to notice the vibrations around you and, significantly, within you. This isn't about adding another complex task to your already busy schedule, but rather about cultivating a gentle, consistent shift in your awareness, a tuning of your inner senses. As you engage with others, listen not merely to the surface meaning of their words, but try to sense the underlying tone, the subtle energy, the unspoken frequency that accompanies their communication. This is an echo of the ancient Egyptian understanding of Heka, the recognition of the profound power and vibration inherent in the spoken, and indeed, the unspoken, word. As you move through your environment, whether amidst the gentle sounds of nature, the persistent hum of the city, or the evocative melody of music, allow yourself to feel these ambient sounds not as mere background noise to be ignored, but as integral parts of a larger, ever-present symphony. This resonates deeply with the Vedic wisdom of Nada Brahma, the universe as sound, and the Pythagorean vision of the music of the spheres, a harmonious cosmos. And perhaps most importantly, turn your attention inward. With gentle curiosity, notice the vibe of your own thoughts as they arise and pass. Become aware of the subtle frequencies of your emotions. Are they discordant or harmonious? What kind of energy, what kind of internal song are you consistently broadcasting into your personal field, and by extension, into the world around you? This practice of ancient listening doesn't require elaborate rituals or years of esoteric study. It's simply about shifting your awareness, about consciously recognizing yourself as an active participant in this ancient, vibrating tapestry of existence. This subtle shift, cultivated regularly, can bring a renewed sense of presence, wonder, and profound connection to your daily life, allowing you to hear the timeless echoes of wisdom within and around you with ever-increasing clarity. So, our journey together today has taken us from the modern understanding of the law of vibration back through the millennia, listening for its ancient echoes in the sands of Egypt, the sacred texts of India, and the philosophical inquiries of Greece. We have uncovered not a recent invention, but a timeless perennial wisdom recognizing the resonant, vibratory nature of our universe. Perhaps the great mystic Rumi captured a sense of this when he wrote words to the effect of, "Everything in the universe has a rhythm, everything dances." The ancients, in their own diverse ways, were reminding us of this cosmic dance, inviting us simply to learn to listen to the music inherent in all things. As we conclude our time together, allow this simple thought to settle within you. Which ancient echo of vibration, the creative word of Egypt, the cosmic sound of India, or the harmonious spheres of Greece, resonates most deeply with your own inner knowing today? If this exploration into the heart of ancient wisdom has stirred something within you, we invite you to like this video and subscribe to Mystic Sages for more journeys into the confluence of timeless knowledge and expanding consciousness. Please share this video with others who might find value and connection in these ideas. And we would genuinely love to hear from you. Let us know in the comments below. Which ancient tradition's perspective on vibration that we explored today, Egypt, India, or Greece, surprised or interested you the most? Your reflections enrich our shared exploration. Thank you for joining us on this voyage through time and vibration. May you continue to sense, with ever-growing awareness, the subtle, beautiful symphony playing all around you and within you. Until next time, stay curious, stay connected,